And where were they gonna put the adult school in, when they last talked to us? So they're sort of saying Third Avenue would be okay for admin, and the adult school would be where?
On L Street.
On L Street? Okay, and then then they would leave the corporate yard at Fifth Avenue.
Correct.
That basically is their present plan?
Yes, so that's what we put up here. The present plan would be admin mixed use on Third Avenue, L Street would be an adult school mixed use with mixed use, Fifth Avenue, Courtyard, Moss Street, which are these little blue areas that kind of separates itself. This little area and this little area would become a little bit of a park. Then Fourth Avenue, they would consider to potentially turn that into a secondary education school, so 4th through 12th.
An alternative school?
No, just it'd actually be like a secondary school, not a primary education or elementary school. So they take the adult school and move it over here, and then convert that into 7th through 12th high school.
Yeah, but I think he did say something about special needs or something
Yeah.
like that in the school.
So how big of a park? And then what's the park deficiency? Is there deficiency for parkland? The question I can ask you.
I mean, not putting out the number of acres would be deficient, but if you put 1,000 units, I think the calculation is 6 to 8 acres that would be necessary to offset that development itself.
Okay. No, but I was talking about parkland that they're proposing on Moss Street.
I think that came out to 6 acres. Right.
So it's a 6-acre parcel there.
It's split by Moss Street.
Okay.
There's 2 acres north and 4 acres south.
Okay.
It would be acceptable, we could do.
Right.
Okay.
So, and then if you look at this, so no tax increment, no tax increment, no tax increment, no tax increment, potential of some tax increment that could be generated to put back into help their uses.
Would those units all be market rate units in the proposal that they talked about, or did that even come up?
I don't have
And
any
you know,
idea.
we have a requirement for low and moderate cost housing.
10%.
Well,
Well, I think what you can see here is it's a very costly endeavor and very little return. So,
Good choice of words.
trying to be diplomatic. So anyway,
Although your original point that this could be a jump start, if it's
Yeah.
done with a little different spin to it,
I
it's a
think,
great,
you know,
great opportunity to work through a shared responsible solution here.
Is school land tax exempt? That is, so there's no.
There's no revenue coming from today.
Well, unless the private sector builds, and they get the private sector to build on it, there'll be a good tax increment flow from 1,000 units.
Well, no, that, I'm talking about, but I'm thinking about Third Avenue, their office building, is that tax exempt?
They're-
Yeah.
What they occupy would be if they leased out space, then we would get is possessory interest tax, which is a different way to calculate taxes based on leasehold interest in public land.
And we do get some of that on L Street right now.
so I would propose that the next step ought to be for the subcommittee to get back together with those two gentlemen and create a proposal that both sides can start working on. What do you think, Mr. Eric? Is that viable? Mr. Garcia? That's a good idea. Just let's get started and show, good faith, and that we want to make it happen. But I think we need to take the next step and say, this is the way it really should work. How do you think about it? And then we can finesse it from there.
Yeah, I think you have no choice, because right now, I think Sweetwater's gonna say, we put the ball in their court, and they don't wanna play.
We'll show them how we can play it, but we can play. Yeah, we'll be fine.
Well, I think this merits a redevelopment involvement. I mean, certainly, it's a type of development, the different sites and so forth would really change the neighborhoods if they were done, if they were redeveloped in the appropriate manner.
This could be a winner for
Oh,
everybody.
yeah, so I yeah.
If they're reasonable.
Yes.
If they're reasonable. And
Yeah.
I kind of, having been in the home market, trying to buy a home here and
Yes.
relocate, I'm encountering the same kind of attitude of people who basically think they have a disconnect between what their property is worth today and what they need to get out of it versus what they can sell it for, and what the economics of today's real estate market are. And I think there's a real disconnect in this project. The numbers just don't add up. And we can show them what a reasonable pro forma will look like, what a rate of return is, given the fact that we are not getting any tax increment off of school district uses. And we'll disclose everything that we've got and where all the money is, and we're not hiding anything, and there's no pots of gold out there. But the question is, we need a reasonable partner who has a realistic assessment of what their property's worth.
So let's do that. Let's get started after the first of the year. Let's get the ball rolling, okay? Any other concerns or questions about that? Yeah, I have a speaker slip from Mr. Parks.